Hello, everyone. Oh, gotta plug myself in. Fix that. Good afternoon, everyone. Oh, get some caffeine in me and sugar. Hope y'all didn't hear that little. Anyways, okay, hello. I'm sorry, 1 second. Let me fix something here. Close. Okay, so it won't distract me. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Forever BB Louise, live on Sunday. I hope everyone's doing great today. Thank you. Yeah, isn't that cute? Happy Memorial Day weekend for those of you in the US. Yeah, I'm glad it's Sunday and it's time to do something fun. And we're making something really cute today. We're not using our embroidery machine today. We're actually going to use the sewing side of our machine. So if you're just a sewer, this is going to be perfect for you. Could we create this in the in IQ Designer? Yes, and I thought about that, but I wanted to do just some sewing today. It's super duper really easy and it's really quick. It's a cute little gift you can make for people. You can make them in all fabrics. You can do, and I think I'm going to make some to go along with something I'm giving to someone very special. I can't really say it out loud because they might be listening. But it's a great housewarming gift or just as a friend or whatever. And they're coasters. Like I never make coasters. I hardly ever make coasters. So it's rare when I do, but when I saw this being it's the soda, excuse me. When I saw this being demonstrated on Instagram, I was like, that is super easy, super cute. And I saw it on Quilting in the Rain on Instagram, and I'm forgetting her name. I know I have one of her books here, and it is why am I forgetting her name? If you go to YouTube, it's Quilting in the Rain, and she did this really cute demo on these really cute coasters, and I'm like, oh, that's a great little project to do super quickly. It's not my pattern. I don't know who came up with it, but it's stinking cute, and it was so easy. So I thought this would just be something fun and quick, especially on the Memorial Day weekend where you might be just kind of taking a break from all the parties, and especially here, it's graduation weekend. So we've already, Jason went to a graduation party yesterday and we went to one today. It's, there's a lot going on this weekend. So it's like, well, this is quick and easy. If someone feels like sewing, they can do this really quick. All you need is basically 5-inch squares. And if you have charm packs, you can make a bunch of them. You need a 5-inch piece of batting. And there you go. And for one coaster, you need 5-inch squares. Super easy. Well, let me show you mine. And earlier this week, I think Ashley was doing a live. I can't really remember. I think it was Monday. And I knew I wanted some of this fabric. And Ashley, thank you so much for getting this out to me super quickly. I bought a layer cake, and it's one of my favorite designers is Deb Strain. And she does really cute stuff. She does a lot of bees, believe it or not. Those, I love that. But she came up with the cutest Americana, and it's called All American Fabric Line. And so as soon as I saw that, I was like, "Ooh, Ashley, get that out to me." And she did, and she got it out to me super quickly. But here are the coasters. They look a little complicated, but they're actually super cute. So these are all free pieces, meaning they're just like kind of hanging out there. And just a back piece. And the batting's inside. And it's literally one stitch around. Yes, the only prep you have to do is fold these pieces here. And you may have made these before. Some people actually take them and put like if you have a wine glass and you take the circular part and put it down in there and it's attached to the wine glass. I've seen that before. and it might be smaller when you do that. But this is going to be just a regular, quick little coaster. And so here's the fabric line. So of course it has dogs, so we love it. And this little guy here looks like Angus. That's Ashley's dog. And Ashley is at Dogwood Quilt Company. I always say it a little bit wrong, but I tag her. I tagged her earlier in another post, so go check out her place. But look how cute, the tiny little flags. I love this print right here with the little flowers and the cute little stars. Here's another take on it. So we've got the little brown dogs or blonde dogs. And then there's some little trucks. How cute are those? And a little semi gingham here. And we've got some stars, and this is about the same here. So you can see how cute that is. I just absolutely love it. And I thought, well, this is perfect. Now, the other thing I'm using this fabric for, and I'm super excited, I kind of posted about it last night, and I'm working on this. Let me grab my pieces. Some of you may know I have a free pattern that is on the Baby Lock website, and it is a paper piecing pattern. Paper piecing is like near and dear to my heart. I love to paper piece. The bird in the background or the hummingbird, that is a full paper piece. I absolutely just love to do it. It's a lot of work, but it's so much fun. And I designed a block that is based off of the traditional Tallahassee block. And guess where I live? I live in Tallahassee. So I love this block. It doesn't look like much, and it's not everybody's forte because it's really sharp, but it's really fun to me. I've always loved it, but I changed it up when I redesigned the block. So traditionally, you would see the block with nothing in the middle, and my block has a little square in the middle. So I'm using, and I actually made my blocks a little smaller. To design this block as a paper piece, in the beginning, I'd used EQ8 software. It's a great software if you want to design quilts, traditional piecing, or foundation piecing. And so this is one of the blocks. Look at those. Oh, it's Angus again. Angus is all over. Angus is her new puppy. Here's one. I still got to remove the paper from the back of one more piece, and I love this print. Isn't that darling? Look how cute this is. And then again, I love this flower print. It reminds me a little bit of the 30s fabrics and then the flags. And this is just going to be a small wall quilt. So if you want to see what that pattern's all about, head on over to babylock.com and look in the, we'll pull it up actually. Y'all want to see it? I'll show you where it is. Now, again, I made my blocks smaller. I downsized my paper piece. That may be something that I offer later, but the next one is going to, or the one you're going to see is a 6-inch block. And so when I say that, if I fold this up, this is one block and this one is 4 inches. So then the one that you will get for free is 6 inches. So it's a little bit bigger. But I really thought a little small one would be cuter. I could go down to 2.5 inches if I wanted to. That's the great thing about paper piecing. You can make it as big as you want or as small as you want. And I love it. But I'll show you where it is really quickly. Now, the layout is different, but with each individual piece being separate, you can lay it out however you want. So let's go find that real quick. I need... Is this, oh, well, that's Outlook. We can use that. So that's my school email. So let's go to babylock.com. Y'all can see all my psychology stuff. And we can go to Learn and Create and Projects. And then here's all of the projects. You may have to scroll through them to find it, but I am wondering if we can select the search key, and all you have to do is type in the word tally, T-A-L-L-Y, and let's see, I haven't done this yet. Nope, okay, so it didn't show up. Oh, wait, what was that down there? Oh, here it is. I'm sorry, I know I scrolled it by really fast, but if you scroll down and look in project results, Tally Quilt, so Tally is what we call Tallahassee, and click on it, there it is right there. So you can see right here, this is the block. And then right here, I just turned the block. So you can take it and kind of make it however you want. And I love that quilt. I'll never get it back, but because Baby Luck now has it, but I loved the colors in this and it was so fun to make. And I really need to make another one. Oops, no thanks. I'm already part of that. So if you decide to make this, I would love for you to post it on our group, your Facebook or Instagram. Just tag me, that would be great. So here is everything you need. Click here to download the project instructions with photos. So if we click on that, we get the photos. It tells you everything to use with this. There are additional instructions if you want to use it that way. Click here to download the paper piece template. Here's the pattern and then the coloring page. I love doing this. Let me see if that'll open up for me. Let's see if y'all can see this. So this is the coloring page. So you can come in and place little pieces of your fabric, or you can come in and color it in just to see how your colors are going to look. I love that. I think that's a great thing to do, especially if you're not sure about the colors you're going to use. So just wanted to show you that real quick. Did that stop everything? I think so. So if you get a chance, I'd love for you to head over there and check it out. But look how cute. I can't wait for this to be done. It's going to be so sweet. I was hoping to have it pieced together today, but just, you think you're going to have a long weekend and the weekend's gone before you know it, right? All right. So I am going to see if it's in the projects. Yeah. See if there's any question. You've seen them bigger and used for a pot holder. Oh, okay. I'd love to see that. I wonder who did it. Let's see. Oh, you're talking about these. Yeah. I was like, my block? Oh my God, let me know. Okay, perfect. Okay. Well, let's see how we're gonna make these little puppies today. And that would be cute, is a little pot holder. Now, one other thing I was thinking about this is like, should I do a top edge stitch? And then I was like, nah, let's make it easy. So we're not gonna do that. So really, it's just one square. That's all you're sewing. And then you flip it inside out. And if you're a new beginning sewer, let's say you're an embroiderer and you decide to buy a sewing machine, this is going to be the easiest project you ever make in your life. So we're going to jump on over. Oh, let me say one more thing because it's right here. Last year's project for Memorial Day was this really pretty poppy with a freestanding poppy. So you can go back through our class list that is it's up above here in the file section, and you can find the Memorial Day one. And this was all created in IQ Designer. So except for this, we added this in the embroidery part, but we created the free floating poppy and the little poppy in the background. So just so you know, I love this one still. Even though my binding looks wonky, I might take that binding off and put a different binding on because it does kind of drive me crazy. You see what I'm seeing. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, so, but I love that fabric on the back. Oh, stunning. Okay, so let's jump on over. So the first thing we're going to do is jump on over to the pressing part, and then we'll jump over to the machine. And what do we need? I'm using just some regular cotton thread. I am using a 80 needle. I'm going to use my 1/4 inch, but without a guide, just because there's a lot happening there, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. I have a little iron. If you want to starch your fabrics, you can. I did not. I've got a little clapper and scissors and stuff like that. So super easy. Remember, 5 fat quarters, 1 batting square to make one of the coasters. So here we go. All right, there we go. Here we are at our little ironing station. I actually put it right behind me today, so makes it a little easier. Oh, you know what? I see that my camera kind of fell a little. So if you see me jiggling just a little bit, oh, I had it so pretty earlier. What's going on here? All right, everybody close your eyes. I don't know what's happening. Oh, I know what's happening. It's me. I'm pulling on it. All right. All right. Not the best view, but we get the idea. Okay. So what I have is I have my iron. I have my clapper. If you're not sure what a clapper is, usually they come long and they are special kinds of woods. I think this is bird's eye. There's certain woods that they use. Traditionally, it was an Amish product, but now everybody's gotten into making them. I've been using them for years, thanks to Hope Yoder. She introduced me to them. And what they do is they make your seams really, really flat. They're really heavy. This one is from American Modern Vintage, I believe. This is the one I got for Christmas from my parents because I wanted it so bad. Now his products are very expensive, but they're handmade. Look at that quilt square. Oh, so I'm in awe. And the reason why I like this one is because it is square. I usually use my long ones, and I can show you one of those in a minute. They also make a bigger one too, and it makes all of your seams or your folds completely flat. And that's in combination with a wool mat. So you've got high heat. For cotton, I use it on high. I do not use steam on any of my quilts, period. It's just not something I do. I don't like it. It's messy. Water always makes it calcify in here. And I don't know if that's just a Florida thing or what. But I do not. If I'm going to use water on fabric, I use a spray bottle. I do not put it in my iron. And I hardly ever use it in making my quilts. And that's just an Anna thing. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to take a piece of batting and take a piece of, or one of your 5-inch squares and just lay it on top like that. Can you use some spray to hold it in place? Absolutely. You do you. I'm just going to leave mine because what I'm going to do, which I didn't see them do in other videos, is I'm actually going to stitch an X here. I lied to you. It's 2 different types of sewing. But you do not have, you can skip this step. But I'm going to stitch an X here, and that keeps the fabric from slipping. And it adds another cute little, oh, that's the one I didn't do it on. And it adds just another cute little quilting nod to it. So, there we go. So I'm going to set this off to the side, and I'm going to grab my other 4 squares. And all I'm going to do is this. Watch this. Oh, this is so hard. Done. So I'm going to take this, I'll place it under my clapper while I press the rest. I'm just going to take, fold, so easy, diagonally in half. Look at those flags. I want Deb Strain to be my friend. I just love her fabric so much. I am like obsessed with her fabric. And I'll tell y'all, I have a work friend who is just a darling dear, and she gave me this beautiful calendar one time. And I got it home and I was looking at it, and it was a Deb Strain designed calendar. And I went back to work. I'm like, you don't even know what you just gave me. You gave me one of my favorite fabric designers, her calendar. I mean, it was like fate. All right, look how cute those little trucks are. Oh my gosh, y'all need some of this. Get in touch with Ashley Leinhart at Dogwood Quilt Company. And I'm probably again saying it wrong. I always say it wrong, but I know what I'm talking about. She has the full line. But I got if you get a layer cake, you can get 4 5-inch squares out of a 10-inch piece. And look at these puppies. Oh my God. They are so cute. So easy. Okay. So I'm going to let those stew underneath there while we go over to the sewing machine. So let's just pop on over there. Those are sitting under my clapper. I'll see if there's any questions. Hello. I know that everyone's just saying hello. Okay. All right, let's go to our camera now. Oh, right, Anna. And there we go. There she is. Now I'm just going to be using a regular straight stitch. I'm going to go ahead and yes, it is my foot and my everything's fuzzy right now because I was making these, and you're going to have the batting on the bottom. So you will have to, after making these, clean your machine out under the under here. Okay, so what we're going to do next is, I think I'm going to close that. I'm going to turn my camera off there. Okay, so what we're going to do is just, I'm going to do this. Again, you do not have to do this part. And let me come back a little bit for it. But I'm going to do a diagonal X. And I'm going to turn on my little laser light to help me keep straight. And I'm not sure if, yeah, you can see it on screen. So see this little guy right here? So this is on some of the Baby Lock machines. Now you can draw your X, but I don't have to with this little guy. I can just line it up. Let me get off my foot so I can sew. And I can just follow this little line all the way diagonally. It keeps me nice and straight. These little stars are cute. Super easy. And I think you can see my little line there. Yeah, you can see that. So there's my first line. And now I'm just going to go across again from the other way. And now I love sewing diagonal lines more than I do straight. If you ever see me do any straight line quilting, it'll always be diagonal. Every now and then I might have just columns, just straight up and down. But if you look at my bird, my hummingbird in the back, you'll see they're all diagonal. There we go. There's my quilting's done. That was so hard. All right. So the next thing that we're going to do, we can come in here and clean these little guys off if you want. I know a lot of you will spend time doing that. And so there we go. We've got those little pieces off. And so our goal now is to place these guys perfectly. Now, what you don't want to make the mistake of in doing is turning this over. We're going to leave this right side up, and we're going to go ahead and place our folded pieces. Okay, so I've got them right here. And whichever way you start is fine with you, but I'm going to start with this guy first. And let me kind of bring it up and over like that. Okay. So I'm going to put this right here in the corner. Done. I'm going to grab my next piece and I'm going to do the same thing, but overlap it. Done. And this next piece, let's do the blue. I'm going to overlap it. Oh, I get myself confused. Hold on one second. This takes me a minute. Is it this way? No, nope, it's this way. Okay, so now I'm going to overlap it this way. So basically I have one piece up in the left-hand corner, one piece up in the right-hand corner, another piece in the right-hand lower corner. And now we've got to place this piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this like this, but I'm going to flip it back just like so I can flip the first piece up and tuck this guy under. Whoa. Well, I just didn't do a very good job of that. So I'm tucking it under and just kind of getting it lined up. And then that first piece is going to fold back over. Super easy. So let me go over that whole process again. All right, we'll start with our puppies. So I'm going to take and put my raw edges out against the raw edges here. I'm going to grab my next piece and I'm going to do the same thing, but this point will go right over here. Just like that. Now I'll grab my blue piece and I'm going to lay it here. I always have to kind of figure out which way my fabric is going to, because the pattern, we want to make sure that it's not upside down, right? So this piece, we're going to come right down with the raw edges out to the bottom right hand corner. Now, if you want, you can go ahead and flip this piece back. So we're flipping that that first piece back. We're going to take this red piece, lay it here, and we're going to tuck it under our blue piece there and get everything straight. And really, you can have all of these prepared at once. And I do like to go ahead and just use some clips to hold them in place. It's really up to you. If you just want to go for it, have fun. Don't worry about pinning or clipping or anything. But for this, I did notice I got a little slippage on a couple of them and I didn't pin them or flip them. So I said, well, on the next two, I did this and it really did help me. And all we're going to do is a 1/4 inch all the way around. Now I will back stitch at the beginning and I will back stitch at the end. See if we can get some light in there. There we go. That's a little bit better. All right. So the only thing you need to be mindful of is if this gets kicked up. So if you have a machine that has a knee lift, or if you have a machine that has needle down pivot, I would definitely say to turn that on. But you do want your needle to land in the down position during the whole process. So, you know, if you're just on a basic machine, you can if it's a computerized machine, you can usually turn that function on. All right, so we're just going to go 1/4 inch. I'm going to stitch, back stitch. Come up to my clip. If there was a pin there, I would stop to remove that pin. Do not ever sew over pins. I don't care what your 8th grade home ec teacher told you or your grandma. We love our grandmas, but don't sew over them pins. All right, so I'm going to come a 1/4 inch from the edge. And how I know when I'm on a baby lock, if I'm 1/4 inch from the edge, is our 1/4 inch feet. Let me zoom in here. Let's see if we can get a really good, I guess I can't. I'm going to try to get you a good picture here. Okay, so our 1/4 inch feet have a little marking right here. See that? So that marking is 1/4 inch away from the edge of the foot. So I'm almost there. I can see my fabric pinking out there. If I get that line to the edge of my fabric, which is probably one more stitch, then I know when I turn, I'm going to be 1/4 inch from the edge. You see that? Oh, is that so cool? Okay. So remember our baby lock's 1/4 inch feet. And if you're on a brother, I'm pretty sure it's probably pretty much the same. So check to see. If not, mark your mark your 1/4 inch feet if you don't have that 1/4 inch from the edge. All right, so now we're going to sew down the other edge. You notice I did not sew off. I'm just going in a complete square here. Now, when I come up to these little guys here, and do you see why I like having my needle down pivot? That foot raises. So if you have a knee lift, use that knee lift in the same way. And I'm going to kind of tuck or make sure that fabric is down there. And I tend to overdo this part, meaning like I'm like so scared something's gonna flip up. All right, I came to my 1/4 inch edge. Oh, nope, you see I'm off. So I need to go one more stitch. That's better. See that? You see how that works? So cool. All right, we're gonna stitch here. I'm getting closer to the edge here, so I'm gonna be a little more fussy when I come up here. Because what can happen is this fabric can get pushed out here or caught on the foot. So that's why I like to stop, take my time at this part. There we go. And the last part is, or the last side is all the way down to the edge, but I am going to stop. Make sure my fabric's looking good right there. I do have a little bit of foldage, but that's okay, because it's gonna be the inside. And then I'll back stitch right there, and guess what? We're done sewing. So now all I need to do is take off these, let me turn my camera back on. I think I accidentally turned it off. There we go. I'm going to cut the edges, I'm sorry, the corners, and then we'll turn it inside out. Did I put my, yeah, I've got my turning tool here. And so I'm going to switch the camera angle over real quick. Let's see if there's any questions. No, no questions. You know why? Because this is so easy. Okay. So here we go. Here she is. So all I have to do is take a pair of scissors, or you can use your rotary cutter. And I'm just going to cut the corners off. So I get a nice, pretty corner. And I do get kind of close to that point, the sewing point. All right, so here we go. Y'all ready? This is all you got to do now is turn it inside out. Just grab all that fabric, turn it inside out. Now, not looking too hot right now, but wait till we get our point turners and start pushing everything out. We can see, oh, so lovely. This is the one I use. This is the R&K point turner. I like this one because number one, if you drop it, it doesn't roll. It's flat on all sides. It's got a big end that's rounded, and it's got a little teeny end that has a ball. So what that means is it's, I don't think I've ever had it push through anything. Anything's possible, but I don't think I've had it push through anything. So I'm just going to take this guy. Oops, let me get it on camera a little bit better. And push out the corners to my liking. And I get in there. I don't play around. Because my stitches, I know on my machine, are amazing and they're going to hold up. Get out there. One more. Okay, so now all I have to do from this point is press. And I'm going to start from the back side. And usually what I do is I will take my fingers and I will take that seam and kind of squish it so it's not where you don't see like the red coming to the front or the white coming to the back. So I like to go ahead and kind of help that smooth out. And it makes it more square too. All right. So I'm going to first press this from the back. And I would take a lot longer time on this, but then I come to the front. I make sure all the little areas down the sides here are pulled up and pretty, and then press. And since I have this wonderful, and again, I would add, leave this kind of pressed for a long time. Now we're pressing, not ironing. I would then take this guy and let it sit on it for a little while. And that's going to help the heat. So what it does, and I didn't explain this earlier, what a clapper does with a wool mat, the wool mat is accepting the heat and then it redistributes the heat back up. And guess where it goes to? Into this wood. So this wood is helping it with its weight, and the heat is staying hotter longer. It's keeping it flatter. So, so you can literally press if you wanted to or whatever, but you're going to get something that's nice and flat. Now, again, see how that white's poking over? I would probably go in and still try to maneuver that a little bit more to make it where that white or that blue on this side isn't showing. But They're so easy. Did y'all see how fast that was? So easy. Let me get it back over to me. So again, you can make gifts, you can make your own, you can make, you know, any fabric. You could use fabric scraps, anything that's a 5-inch square. Go ahead and try. I mean, it's like so cute. And how many charm packs do we have just lying around that we could just make a bunch of coasters with? If you sell things, if you go to little fairs or something like that, whip out a bunch of these, put on a good movie, whip out a bunch, and bundle them in groups of 4 or of 8, and sell them for like, I don't know, I'll probably sell this for like $15 because I'm cheap. You could definitely sell them for more. And I'm starting to do that kind of a little bit more. I shouldn't say that. I did a craft fair with a good friend of mine. She makes, I wish I had them in here. She makes the cutest yarn things, and it's not just like crocheted stuff. She makes like little cupcakes and these cute little gnomes, and they're just adorable. And I'll show y'all next time. I'll pull all my stuff that she makes. And so we went and did a craft fair together. That was so much fun. And so believe it or not, the hospital that I work for, I work for a doctor's office that's based out of a hospital. They do an employee craft fair twice a year. So we're going to make a bunch of stuff and sell it. And so these would be perfect for that. So I can just go through all my cute little charm packs and just make a bunch of these. I can make them in everything. So I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. It's super quick, super easy. Now, if you're in the United States, go back to enjoying your Memorial Day weekend, and please, please, please remember those who have fought for us. I am a veteran's daughter. Jason is a veteran's son. And then our sweet Nicole that was here last week, think about her husband when he's out there protecting us. So happy Memorial Day. I hate to say it that way, but happy Memorial Day to everyone. And thank you for all of you who have served our country. And let me double check. I want to make sure. Very cute. I can't wait to try this. And IQ. Yes, Melody. Okay. So bringing that up, yeah, all you have to do, and this is what I was thinking. So if you're an IQ designer, or if you are in your quilt software, or I'm sorry, your embroidery software, 4.5-inch square. Okay. And what I would do is hoop some no-show mesh. I would lay the first layer, or the batting and the background fabric down, tack that down with a 4.5-inch square, add another 4.5-inch square on top of that, then lay down your pieces. But here's the kicker. You're going to have to put something over that so the foot does not get caught. So use a piece of clear topper, like wash away topper, something like that, to lay completely over the whole project. Then stitch around it. I would raise your embroidery foot. And then once it's stitched all the way around it, again, if you're going to use 5-inch squares, do a 4.5-inch square. Then you can remove that topper, flip it inside, or trim it, flip it inside out, and there you go. So do the same process, except for you're going to have no-show mesh and a topper on top so the foot does not get caught in these going around. So yeah, and I thought about that, but then I was like, I don't feel like setting up everything today. But you never know, maybe I'll make a quick video or something. I know I say that all the time, but then I get stuck in homework. But I really want to start making videos, so maybe that'll be one of my first videos. I don't know. So Melody, great idea. Okay, so I hope everyone has a great rest of your week. Luckily I have a 3-day weekend, so okay, I have a day and a half left. So Good luck sewing this week, guys. Have a great one. And if you make something, please post it. I'm watching y'all. Please post it. You know, I love y'all to post things. So have a good one. And remember to always shop local, shop small, and have a great weekend and happy Memorial's Day to you all. Thank you all who have served in the forces. Bye-bye, everyone. You know it takes me forever to sign off of this. Goodbye.